Hi guys.
Hello.
It's a Sunday afternoon. The temperature gauge in the car said it's about 33 degrees. So what better to do than have a little run out? We're going to go into somewhere called the Park of Nations, which is on the outskirts of Torrevieja, and then we're going to have a walk along the seafront and maybe stop and get a coffee or something. Now, the park's only just been open for a week because we've just entered into phase 2 of de-escalation from the lockdown. We're allowed in the parks. Let's go to the top entrance up there. It's obligatory to carry a mask around with us, but you don't need to wear it unless you can't keep a 2-metre distance from other people. And I think we'll be able to do that, so we might get away without putting our masks on. But it's really pretty around here. We are. So the real name for it is Jardin de las Naciones in Spanish, but it's the Park of Nations. The reason they call it this is because there's a big lake. In summer you can even get little boat trips around it, but in the lake they've got islands, and the islands are in the shape, if you could do an aerial above it, they're in the shape of Europe. There are all the different European countries, and as you can see over there, they've got the flags in the correct places for each country. But over here in the Park of Nations as well, there are lots of different birds. You've got chickens running about all over the place. There's a little kiosk that's open during summer to get a drink from. They have bouncy castles up, there's swings and slides and things. There, look at all the chickens. Hello, chickens. Oh, and just very quickly, we need to give a big shout out to Roman.
Hi, Roman.
Thanks for watching, Roman. We'll put a link to your YouTube site in the comments below. The wildlife here seems to have gone absolutely mad. I've never seen so many chickens and ducks about. I think during lockdown they've all gone feral and taken over. Up to now is usually where you can see the kiosk there, obviously closed at the moment, and you've got the swings and the slides for the kids, and this is where they usually have the bouncy castles as well. in the summer months. I mean, it's silly really because it's Sunday and we are in summer months, so really all that sort of thing should be here now and it should be busy, but obviously you can see it's not. Absolutely loved it here when they were younger. We used to bring on a weekend, and that's a big slide, and they used to call it the dinosaur park. You can see over here how things are taped up by the police. That's because during the coronavirus outbreak, parks like this have it's been illegal to use them, so we've not been allowed to use this. We've also had this sort of thing around swimming pools, to stop you getting onto the beaches, everything like that. So all public places have been taped up with the police tape so that you can't go on it. But things are starting to open up again now, so that's good. Things are gradually getting back to normal, and in a minute we'll be down on Torrevieja Seafront to have a look there. Streets in Torrevieja, and usually all of the bars and restaurants have got all of the tables and chairs outside for people to have a drink. You can see it's deserted, it's like a ghost town. There are a couple of churches in Torrevieja, but this is one of the older ones. It's absolutely beautiful inside. They've just made it so the churches are allowed to open again. I think it's 50% capacity that are allowed inside them. That building over there that you can see in front is the town hall. I don't think I've ever seen Torrevieja so quiet on a Sunday. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah,
it's like a little bit. Even down here, this is one of the main streets down to the seafront, and you can see that shop there. That's Valor chocolate shop. They do really nice drinking chocolate and churros and things. Normally that would be packed outside. They've not even got one person sat out there. So this is the other church in Torrevieja. It's a lot newer than the last church that you've just seen. A lot more modern. A nice little square around it with bars and restaurants. There's more people about round here, but it's really quite sad to see how quiet the town centre is, and it makes you wonder how many of these shops and bars are never going to open the doors again. This is the main dual carriageway in and out of Torrevieja Seafront, really, and more often than not on a Sunday at this time of the year, cars should be queuing up and down here to get into the car parks and look at it. I can even hang about in the middle of the road and not risk being run over. So this is part of the seafront. Most of the seafront here in Torrevieja is pedestrianised. That bar there, well, it's a restaurant bar. They do really nice cocktails. Also here at Torrevieja there's a fairly big marina. As you can see, lots and lots of boats. And one day, perhaps when I've won the lottery, my yacht will be moored here between world voyages. What do you think?
Nah, seasick. So over in the distance, can see the big ship just. That's called catalogue.
Over there, bar the marina, serve lots of shellfish and seafood, because just past here is the harbour where the fishing boats come in, and in the morning of course they've got all the catch. If you're there early enough, they'll perhaps give you a bag of sardines or something to take home with you. So that white building there is the old casino. I'm not really into gambling myself, but I've been in there a couple of times. But again, for the cocktails, it sounds like all we're interested in is cocktails, but if you sit up on that balcony you can have a cocktail and look out to sea. There's Bar La Marina again, and the marina, and the boat that you can see there is a glass bottom boat that does boat trips to a little island called Tabarca, which is just out to sea. Structures that you can see, they're called casitas, which means little house, and they're actually little market stalls, and they're usually selling sort of arts and crafts type things, but again everything or most of them are closed up, which is really, really unusual. So here we are at the end of the market, onto the seafront. And looks like some of the bars and restaurants are open here. They've got a few people sat outside at least anyway, which is nice to see. And I want to mention it yet again, but great cocktails along this seafront. And it's just so lovely to be sat out there on the comfy seats, looking out to the sea. How fantastic's that? There are certainly worse places in the world to live than in Torrevieja. How blue that sea is. That is absolutely stunning. Pedestrianised paseo stretches for quite a long way. How long would you say it takes you to walk from one end to the other? 20 minutes, 30 minutes? Yeah, and all the way along we've got bars and restaurants. There are lots of like little covey bits of beaches.
A little bit rocky around here.
Yeah, but it's pretty. It's nice to sit and have a drink and look out to sea. So there are little bits of beaches on this bit, but remember this is the town centre. So either side of the town there are beaches that stretch for miles and miles and miles, and it's just lovely golden sand and the Mediterranean Sea.
this.
Yeah.
This is how things are progressing.
Yeah, so no physical menus.
Paper menus, yeah.
Yeah. But how nice is this to sit and have a coffee with this as a backdrop? Not many people are as lucky as that, are they?
No.
So that's our stroll around the Park of Nations and along the seafront at Torrevieja. Thanks a lot for joining us.
We can hear us, it's a little bit windy.
It is a bit windy. I think we've got a bit of a storm whipping up now after the 33 degrees earlier. If you like the look of it here and you think you'd like to live here, get in touch. We can sell your house. If not, just carry on watching, like and subscribe, and that's it.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Speak to you soon. Hasta pronto.